Just realized that saying "and we are live" in Japu sounds like "and we arrive." It's funny. And we arrive. We arrive. Uh,
Oh, gather round, ye mortals bold, from mist and brine and tales untold, where canvas breathes and colors flow. Welcome to Painting Booth. Tobias perch upon the dong, it must be rung. For chibi charge and songs be sung. No timid brush, no timid crew. The gate like thunder splitting through. He's defender who half divine, born of ink and turpentine. Samurai heart with Irish grin, lets the living ether in. He doesn't plan, just do don't try. He squints one eye, charge a chi, one fearless stroke, the sky turns blue, and dragons hatch from painting. Buck, 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 cock, Nitnog laid a fortune egg. Open up inside, it says, trust the flow, don't overthink. Follow the ether of ink. Let spirit guide the paw and chi, while Boris grinds ink with teeth. Strike like a tiger, swift and true, just like Gallows would do. Step to the mic, he sets the tone with Mazzo's crisp meatball calzone. Italian gravy, grape drink too, broadcasting live. Microphone is here with you. From Japanese clan, he leads the way with honor. Sharp as katana, spray through stormy doubt and ego stew. He paints life inside of you. So raise your brush like battle axe. Let go of fear and pigment cracks. Let all arrive from cosmic dew and roar it loud. Painting God!
Such beautiful music, brought to you by our very own petrified primate, Myro the magical monkey. And if you filthy mortar swiner have any honor in your vessel, you will pay the monkey so he doesn't go hungry. Greetings, my beloved Japaniter, and all you other filthy mortar swine, to another glorious episode of Painting Goo with me, your illustrious demi-divine host, Defenderu-sama, demi-god of a Painting Goo. We return to finish, the glorious avatar of our very own Staburo-sama. He is looking absolutely glorious in his scarred rotundness. He is formidable, elderly, slightly, and foreboding, slightly whimsical. That's a thick nappy. Right, we have a new tuna. Just one, but it looks glorious. I love the title. Blood on the gourd. Blood on the gourd. Not gourd, as in the thing you drink out of if you're Japanese or a woman in Tennessee making gourds. No. Gourd. The shiny yellow stuff. Let's check it out. It's a bit quiet. Why is that not as loud as the other stuff? It's a bit quiet. I don't like quiet. Me no like quiet. Let me see. Will it be louder if I select it from here, perhaps? No. No matter. I shall remain silent. I shall remain silent, so you can hear the tuna. Glorious Japanese-inspired metal. Death metal. Chicken. That is glorious. This is fucking glorious.
Even the monkey king thinks I'm insane, and the bastard eats lightning and dances in flames. He saw me smiling while removing the spine. Now he won't make eye contact half the time. I'm a predator of parodies, a massacre wrapped in ceremonial sleeves. So I made a career out of demonicide. Now widowed ghosts sleep terrified. The yellow silk means one thing: run. Too late, parasite, the hunt's begun. My armor sings when the axe head swings like temple bells made out of shattered keys. Children whisper warnings when the crows take flight. Hide your soul if the kimono's
That was fucking glorious. Excellent job, Printer Barasama. Excellent job. That was fucking intense. I'm gonna listen to it again. Like, that's the lyrics in that are fucking amazing. Ah, more tuna on the way. Excellent.
Even the monkey king thinks I'm insane, and the bastard eats lightning and dances in flames. He saw me smiling while removing the spine. Now he won't make eye contact half the time. I was the predator of parodies, a massacre wrapped in ceremonial sleeves. So I made a career out of him on the side. Now widow ghosts sleep terrified. The yellow silk means one thing: run. Too late, parasite, the hunt's begun. My armor sings when the axe head swings like temple bells made out of shattered keys. Children whisper warnings when the crows take flight. Hide your soul, it's the kimono's
It's weird. It's like it gets louder there for a second. That is fucking that is so good. The lyrics, the way it it ties all the fucking the characteristics that we made up for a minute and all that is that's so cool. Did you like write out most of the lyrics and then get it to do the song, or is that all just prompts based on like a few sentences you wrote or something? Like, I'd love to know how that shit actually works, because that is so good. Like, that's legit a proper banger. We've got so many of them now. Like, we've got so many fucking like absolute bangers. Like, do you know what I haven't heard in a while? Actually, we haven't played Pinleg Glibshits or the fucking what was it? What was the one that turned out really well? Was it the Globstein one, or is it like it was one of those ones, wasn't it? Cling fast to your God, I'll cling to your face. I'm Smear Globstein, your mind I'll erase. Like, we legit have loads of fucking bangers. Like, it's actually hilarious. Hardly prompts and concepts did at least, I don't know, 6 or 7 versions. Pick the cool bits, then final prompt made it use the good bits. That's so cool. That is so cool. This slaps like an angry tuna against an insolent mortal's face. Usually I only write the chorus, though Blobstein was an original. Oh man, like fucking, it's crazy how good some of them are. Like, it's actually crazy how good some of them are. Okay, so we have other new ones. We have another new tuna, Goo. It's just called Goo. I love it. Let me see. Right, here we go.
expands, paints the chaos on trembling hands. Zombies and screams through walls of gates, cycle thunder like monsoon rain. One wrong stroke and the colors explode. Absolute coup upon the road. Marco, the chapter man's Marco, destroy the lands. Painting gold across the battlefield tonight. Painting gold, no clean surface inside. Rush of doom, splatter the moon. Painting horizons, the coup arrives. Controller drifting, coffee black. The cursed pickpocket attacks. Accidental art becomes divine. Gremlin energy by design. Goes to wind, goes to feedback screen. Strength guitar melts reality. Every layer grows more unhinged. Masterpiece now fully cranked. Psycho, psycho. Blast the walls with gold.
You know, it's a proper metal song, but it's a well-timed.
Ancient spirits watching fear. Why has this painter brought us here? The brush spins wild, the colors flow. No mortal man can stop the painting gold. The sacred stream at night. Painting gold. Shadows sense tonight. From cursed brush to big tsunami. Painting gold. Eternally.
Both of them are absolute bangers. That's fucking awesome. I really like the Desmondo Blood on the Gold. Like, that is so fucking cool. Like, it's like the fucking lyrics in it and all are brilliant. Like, absolute baller. Absolute baller tunes. Right, I want to listen to Smear Globstein. Um, it's funny how after you listen to enough of these, you realize it's the same, like, maybe 15 AI voices. Yeah, like, it's like you're listening to the same band create the same, like, create different tunes and all. Like, it's actually hilarious. Like, it's so cool. It's so fucking cool. I love it. Like, obviously, it'd be fucking amazing if I had like a fucking, like, if I had a full orchestra and band just like on retainer. And maybe one day, maybe one day we will, like. But even a real band probably wouldn't be able to bang them out as quick. Well, I don't know. It depends on how good they are. They probably would be able to bang out some ones like overnight. But then you're talking like, getting everything right and like getting the balances right on the audio and then digitizing it and all this fucking shit. So like, but I know fuck all about music. So what do I know? All I knew is the goo. Right, let me see. Where is the... I have to find Smear Globstein now. Don't find it for me, Printer Bear. Don't do it. You speedy fuck. I know where it is. Just give me a second. The amount of times I've been like, I don't know where that tune is, and then it's just like, bing, in the fucking, like... Speedy Gonzalez. Right, let me see. It's down here somewhere. Somewhere down here. See, I see the pin leg Glibshits ones. Where's the Globstein one? Mighty Bitey, Shindaniku. Like, the ones based on the paintings are just fucking insane. They're so good, like. Is it? It must be in the character one then. I thought it was in the painting view one. Must be in the character one. Like, there's whole playlists that I've not forgotten about or ignored, but we just keep going back through the same ones because, like, there's ones that, like, I really like. If there's one you want to hear, fucking put it in the chat and I'll throw it on. Like, we've got so fucking many of them now. Like, there's some of them I have forgotten at least the name of. Jesus Christ, there's so many of them. We've got, like, you guys have made albums in the space of months. It's actually ridiculous. Right, I forget what I said. Put it in the fucking shit. Put it in, like, link it to me. There's too many of them. Fuck's sake. I'm after going into 2 playlists and it's not there. That's actually ridiculous. It's a little sloppy. Next one is funny though. Rice paddy technician. it's actually ridiculous how good some of them are and how quickly you guys can just, like, bang them out and all. Like, I know it's just prompts, but, like, it's still, you still have to, like, tell it what to do. And, like, the amount of times you guys are like, you know, oh yeah, I had to, like, try 10 different versions of it and all. Like, so, like, it obviously takes you guys, like, what, the guts of, like, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour to be like, no, change that, no, pick this, no, do it again, all right, no, change this over, right, now give it a new prompt and fucking, like, so you, like, you're still, it's like, it's kind of the way I would bitch about fucking digital painters. The way they can just, like, pick a different brush, pick a different color, do a whole background, bring, like, you know, trace the whole image real quickly and then, like, flip it or superimpose it over something else and then, like, quickly go into a different mode and then put a filter on it and all this fucking shit. You can't do any of that stuff in the blink of an eye when you're actually painting, you know? So, like, the fact that you guys still put the work in to be able to, like, it's class, like. I don't know how anyone with a brain could, like, hate on that. Like, it's so fucking good, like. Rice paddy techno. Many songs, no words. Oh my god. What's this one? Goo on a Friday night? Excellent. Forwards, fucking. Friday night goo.
Elevate the cheese.
We need a song about the. What did I used to say? I used to say something about it throwing like Gracier.
Oh shit. Time to drain the dragon. Bells and flushing doom go loudly through the room. Villagers kneel beneath the spray. The goo has saved another day.
Hilarious. Go on a Friday night. You're one. For a second there, the female voice on the female AI voice reminded me of that bitch that sings fucking the Element 115 thing from Black Ops. Is it Black Ops 1 or 2? It's Black Ops 2. When you find all the fucking moon rocks in Kino, they're Untoten. Fucking brilliant. I think Black Ops 2 is, I think, where Black Ops peaked for me anyway. Like, Black Ops 2 is probably it's also probably the one I played the most. It's Black Ops 2. So good. So fucking good. Obviously, World at War is its own thing. World at War was so good. It's probably one of the best World War II games I ever played. It was Call of Duty World at War. It was the fact that they, like, well, not only that, but like one of the many things that really did it for me with Call of Duty World at War was the fact that they actually put dismemberment in it and gore and stuff to like really hammer home the fact that like World War II was fucking insane. Like BO2 is goated. Yeah, like Black Ops 2 was. What was the fucking the guy? Your character's name was Mason. What was the captain? What was the guy with the black hair and beard? You know the guy I'm talking about, like the other main character. Like he gets tortured. You have to save him. He's an absolute beast of a character. He was such a cool character. I can't remember his fucking name. He was a lunatic. Like he was like he was absolute Woods, yeah. Captain was it Sergeant Woods or Captain? I think it was Captain Woods. Yeah, Woods was fucking brilliant. I love that guy. That character was fucking amazing. Like he was an absolute nutcase. His bloodlust was boundless. Fucking like, I love that character. He's so good. Like he was always like the way they positioned the camera. Because, like, obviously the Call of Duty games were, like, predominantly, if not always, in first person, when like Captain Woods, it was very similar to like how epic Captain Price was in the Modern Warfare ones, where like the, those characters would always be doing something epic or saying just epic shit while doing epic shit in front of you on screen, and like your character is like involved in the situation but generally gets like discombobulated by a flashbang, or they're like, you get like immobilized by something and you're like trying to slowly pick up a gun or something, like, and you're not really paying attention to what your character is doing. You're more paying attention to what that character is doing on screen, and like the fight scenes and the fucking just the shit they went through and all. Like Woods was fucking amazing. Captain Price was brilliant as well. Like, and like obviously he's like, you don't really get you don't get to see a lot of McMillan because the sniper level in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, where you're in like, is it Pripyat? Is it Pripyat in Russia or something? I can't remember. It's it looks like Chernobyl. It's like totally blasted out. It's like the fucking like nature is reclaiming it while you're going through these like, old apartment blocks and stuff like that have been long since abandoned, and like fucking trees and shit are starting to grow on them again. And you do that mission as Price with McMillan, and is that the only mission that you do with McMillan? I can't remember, but he was fucking brilliant. I think you might do another one. I think you might do another one with him in Modern Warfare 2. It's still really good, but I don't remember it being as good as the one in Modern Warfare 1 where you're playing with McMillan, because he was like Price's mentor. Yeah, I don't remember. Don't do anything stupid. It's fucking the accent on him, like, fucking brilliant. Like, man, those games are so good. Like, and I've said this before, but like, there's a delicate balance to strike when you're doing a video game about things that did happen, and like, they're fictional or whatever. Like, they're based on allegedly what happened and stuff, because we all know that like the history we got taught was a lot of it was bollocks. But I love the way that they didn't, in a lot of ways, they didn't glorify what you were doing. It was very real. Like, I think that's one of the reasons I loved World at War so much. Was World at War was a game where it really hammered home the idea of like, you would not like to be in this war. You would not like to be in a situation where your friends can just die in like in the blink of an eye. These guys that you've trained with, you've been through hardships with, you're growing bonds with and all, and then they just get shot in the head or blown up by an IED or hit by a claymore, or like it made it very apparent that war was horrible, dirty, demonic work. But in that, they made a very entertaining, still some moral lessons in there as well, like things like betrayal and like the noble thing to do, and like, fighting for a cause you believe in against an enemy that has no mercy, and like they're preying on the weak and the innocent and stuff. And yes, like I said a few moments ago, it's like it depends on the perspective you're given, because like typically the Russians are the bad guys and the Germans are the bad guys and so on and so forth, or the Japs or whatever like that. Like, it's like it is a delicate balance to strike where you're trying to show how fucked up these situations are, but even in the darkest regions of human existence, there are still good, true, beautiful things that arise because the people in those situations, even if they're wrong or proven wrong after the fact, they are in those moments, at least to the best of their knowledge, attempting to do something noble, attempting to fight for a cause that they believe in, fight for some kind of greater moral outcome, like, stopping a nuclear threat or whatever have you, like, and we all, like, especially men, we all really appreciate stories like, is it Simu Haya, White Death, the Finnish sniper who like didn't use a scope and had like 200 kills, got shot in the face, survived. That was it a Polish guy? I can't remember. Like, I can't remember the nationality of that guy who like found the crate of Nazi meth and was just like eating meth and skiing across a mountaintop to like beat the Nazi patrols to a certain location. You have all these stories like that, you know, as far as the journals are concerned and stuff, like things that like Clint Eastwood did the TV show, like was it The Pacific? And there's things like what was that show called? Brothers something? Was it the You guys know the thing I'm on about. What Band of Brothers? Band of Brothers was really good. Like, you know, it's like the subject matter is horrific, and the context in which these stories are taking place, like Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan is fucking one of those stories, one of those movies that shows you just how fucking hellish war is. But in the in-between moments where these really good guys are trying to do what they believe to be the right thing, you know, like I do appreciate that shit, like, you know what I mean? And like, whether we like it or not, I mean, war has been a part of our history since as far as we can remember. Because evil people have always tried to, you know, and have conquered, you know, the weak and the innocent and so on and so forth. Like, it's one of the reasons I hate modern warfare so much. I've spoken about this before, where it's like there seems to be such a absence of dignity and honor, because we even in those situations we still kind of maintained that for thousands or hundreds of years, where it's like, yes, we are going to meet each other on the field of battle, but there will be rules of engagement, and there will be, you know, consequences for things like treason, and like the fact that there are things called war crimes. Like, how fascinating is that? Like, that, like, you would think in war it's like, all right, fucking, what's that saying? All is fair in love and war, which is kind of a shit saying. But it does make sense, because it's like, well, you've consented to this. You've consented to engage in this game, because that's what it is. And there will be consequences. But, like, maintaining one's honor and dignity and sense of morality, even in that framework, I think is one of the, like, you know, in a sense, is one of the kind of like shining examples of the potentiality of the human consciousness, where it can, even in a mind-blowingly irrational, fucked up situation, objectively, people still try and be good people, which says a lot about people, you know. World at War is literally a horror game. Yeah, like, it's fucking intense. It's fucking intense. All Giddied Up was an iconic mission. Yeah, they never reached, for me anyway, personally, they never reached that level of like, oh my god, this is fucking intense. I feel so like the what would you call it? The immersion in that, like the silence. There's no music. You know, there's no background music. There's just the sounds of the birds. When that pack of dogs comes running at you and all, and you and McMillan have to like put them down, or you get like torn to shreds. And like the lead up to taking that one shot on what was that guy's name again? Khrushchev? I can't remember what that dude's name was. And like, you're using the flag on the fucking car to like see the wind gauge and all, and the fucking round like curls onto him and shit. Like, it's just, oh, it's just so good. Like, because it's like, it's art. Like, that's what they were back then, was like, they're like, for me, I've said this before, it's like video games they're moving art. I know you could say the same thing about a movie, but it's like a movie is real. to a degree where it's like real people wearing real costumes and they're doing real shit, but then there's like fake stuff put in and special effects, which is also art. So technically, it is like moving art as well. Um, but when it comes to video games, it's like it's all encapsulated in digital form, and so much work goes into like you're just looking at a screen, and all of that is taking place, and it's all fake. It's all just pixels. So your suspension of disbelief is like even harder to like your attention is even harder to grasp and hold for a long period of time, and to weave you through this narrative or whatever. Whereas like a movie is like we connect with the characters because they are literally human. Like, you know, you're watching people go through an experience, whether it be real or fake. But like video games managed to achieve that level of entertainment, even when you're talking like potato graphics with like Metal Gear Solid 1 or Deus Ex 1 or fucking Crash Bandicoot or something, like, you know, or Mario, like, you know, like it's an even more distilled version of like this is just like a moving painting, and then they throw in the sounds and the music and all. Like, it's fantastic. Like, I love it. Like the old Call of Duties were some of them. They were like really high quality games. The old Call of Duties were like. You have a good memory. I do a Control Alt Delete in my brain as soon as I finish a game, except for my favorite ones. Yeah, like Emma said that about me as well. Where like when it comes to movies and video games, like I almost have like a not a photographic memory. What's it called? An eidetic memory, maybe. I can't remember what the term is, but like yeah, I remember the fuck out of like lots of shit. But then I also I couldn't remember David Icke's name the other day, even though I've watched like loads of his shit over the years, and it literally took me all day to remember his name, and I refused to look it up. I mean, maybe this actually has something to do with why I have a good memory. Is I forced myself to remember, no matter how long it took. I didn't look it up on my phone. I didn't I didn't try and trigger it with anything. I just like kept thinking about it for hours on and off. And then in the evening, I went down to make myself a cup of tea. And then just like as I was thinking about it, for some reason the name Ian Carroll kept coming into my mind. I was like, it's not that faggot. Like, he's new on the block. Like, I was like, what's his fucking name? And then I was like, because he's English, I was like trying to think of English names. Not like, but David Icke doesn't even sound like David maybe, but like fucking Ike. ICKE. That doesn't look or sound like English, like, you know, British. Not to my mind anyway. Like, it took me all fucking day to remember his fucking name. Don't y'all just love that a sweet older lady is watching and don't have a clue what you're talking about? I think it. Ever since you joined this stream, this little family of ours, Margie, I swear to God, it's one of my favorite parts of having this stream now, is knowing that an old lady in Tennessee enjoys it. And like seriously, God bless you. Like, I fucking love it. Like, it always makes me laugh. When you sent me that message the other day saying that you and your husband were watching one of the previous episodes, High as a Kite, I laughed my fucking head off. It brought me much joy. It's incredible. Like, to be honest, I don't know 90% of the games Defender talks about. He is hardcore. Well, yeah, I suppose you would put me in the hardcore gamer category. Like, obviously, there's thousands of games that I haven't played, but when it comes to like most mainstream games that cover the genres of like action, yeah, I've played a fuck ton of them. Like, you know, I have played most major franchises or single IPs. Like most of the, well, up until 10-ish years ago, like a lot of the like I haven't played shitloads of games that have come out in the past 10 years now. Which I'm not even really bothered about, to be honest, because so many of them have been fucking utter dog shit. Like, um, I haven't been in that world for a long time now. I am more involved in my speaker building or motorcycles. But like, dude, I think that makes you like, in a lot of ways, like more of a balanced individual and more of a man, like a typical man than me. Like to me, like I know you can make the argument like that it doesn't, but like you're a tinkerer, like, do you know what I mean? Like you do the like you build shit. I know I paint stuff and all, like make characters and such, like, but for a long time, I was like a one trick pony. Like I just like, I suppose, two trick pony. I smoked weed and I played video games, and that was it for like, like easily like 15 years. It's basically all I did was smoke weed and play video games. Like, um, still love games though. They're like, a good video game is just as good as a good movie or a good book or a good song. I don't know these games, but I do know things that happened in World War II because of my daddy. Vietnam War because of my brother, and my youngest son was in the Iraq War. Jesus Christ! So you've like you've had males in your family that have been in like like, I suppose, all of the major American wars for the past like 80 years or something. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's on Plex along with the Pacific. Oh, the Band of Brothers. That probably would be a good watch. Oh, I finally finished Samurai Jack. And it was really good. It was really good. For those of you that want to watch it and like haven't seen it yet or whatever, I don't want to spoil anything. But I was a little bit disappointed with one aspect of the ending, because I thought it was a bit shit. But I do understand, narratively speaking, why they went with it. But it was a bit sad. It was a bit melancholy. But saying that, it did like, it stands out, because it was one of those things where it's like he doesn't get like, and then he lived happily ever after. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a bit tragic. It's a bit tragic, but he does complete his objective after all that time. Like, which is good. But fuck me, what a good cartoon! What a good story. Samurai Jack is an excellent story. There's lots of excellent moral lessons in that story. There's lots of excellent like truths in that story. It's a hard thing to square in my mind, knowing what I know about war now versus being a kid. But I respect that most people were just trying to do what they felt was right in the moment. I know we have to protect what is ours, or used to anyway. Yeah, you see, that's the kind of moral dilemma of war in general. Like, you know what I mean? Like whatever about like localized violence, where you have like some dickhead who does like some horrible crime against, someone in a town or a village or even a city. It makes more sense, and it's way less confusing and troublesome to the human psyche, where it's like, generally speaking, depending on what he or she did, it's like, well, that's justice, but there's very little justice in war, like any war, because so many men, obviously women and children do die, but like it's mainly men that die in war. And at this stage of the game, it's quite obvious that like most large scale wars have been instigated for the purposes of like mass sacrifice, in my opinion. Like that's the opinion, that's the perspective I kind of currently subscribe to, is that most large scale wars are the result of like demonic influence and like mass scale deception and sin that results in a mass scale sacrifice of, typically speaking, strong, noble men who believe they're doing good, but what they're actually engaging in is just like, it's just horror. It's just mass horror. But but I think that's the trick, is because like there's something deeply instinctual and primal for a man to conquer an enemy in the name of, like what Margie just said there, to protect what is his, to protect what he loves, to protect what he believes is like connected to him, you know. But then you get into the whole religious side of things, like especially with the Muslims and the Christians and all, where it's like it gets like metaphysical and based on doctrine and dogma, and like that's like wild, like, you know. And then I know it's not I suppose you could describe it as war, but then you get the stuff like, you know, the Aztecs and the Incas and stuff, where like you have like one tribe is just like mass sacrificing the other tribe to like appease the gods so they can get a better harvest and all this fucking shit. Or to maintain dominance and stuff. And it's like that. I don't know what other way to describe that than just like evil and demonic, like. Your grandkids don't know how cool their gran is, Margie. Remind me of my gran. She was Your grandmother was a ship welder? Fuck off. No way. Lost her first husband in a fire with a 1-year-old. Oh my God. Married her brother-in-law and had 3. She married the brother? That's mad. That happened a lot back in the day. Where like, you know, the brother would be like, you know, I'll take care of her. You know, that kind of thing. More boys than many great grandkids, Miss Rolla. That's so cool that your gran was a fucking welder. That is badass. Like, I had a photo thingy memory, but I can't remember shit now. It's all that weed you're smoking, Margie. Now there's an English surname. Which one? McMillan? Or because I think McMillan is Scottish. Price? I'm not sure. Because it's definitely not fucking what was it? Ike. Yeah, Ike. I could be wrong. I mean, Pike is English, isn't it? So it could be a derivative of that, maybe. My grandsons come out here to ride bikes and 4-wheelers. That's so cool. How much land have you got again? You obviously have like a few acres or something if they're doing that stuff. My grandfather was in World War One, but I was too young to know anything about the war. That's wild. World War One was even worse. Madness. The whole thing of trench warfare. Horrifying. All the gases and stuff. Oh, fucking just like artillery and gases and stuff, like. And that's what I'm talking about, where it's like you're not even facing your enemy in that context, like, do you know what I mean? In those situations, you're not even facing your enemy on a battlefield on a, you know, a mostly even footing, like, you know, you're just like, you know, volley and like people just get wantonly murdered, like, in horrific ways. Like, it's seriously not cool, bro. Seriously not cool. It's one of the reasons why I say many of us, like, I'd say lots of people agree with me. It's one of the reasons why I've always loved like knights and chivalry, or even pirates, you know, and like Japanese samurai, and like, because they at least engaged in combat, like, you know, up front, and it took courage and skill and like don't get me wrong, it takes, well, I suppose, I mean, like, it depends on what way you're looking at. I was about to say it takes a degree of bloodlust, but not really. That's not true. It doesn't. You don't have to have a bloodlust to kill another man, depending on the context. Like, you know, like, if you're defending your land against a foreign invader, you don't need the bloodlust. I'd say, like, I'd say in a lot of ways it would feel like you were just killing an oversized pest. Like, do you know what I mean? You just feel obligated to remove uh, the threat. You know, this predator from a foreign land is trying to take or destroy or corrupt or pervert or endanger in general what you love and care about. So it's like, fuck these guys. Like, they're all gonna die. Like, but you're not like into it. Like, do you know what I mean? It must be done, kind of thing. Like, gonna drive home and do a brake job on my wife's car. We'll be driving and listening in. Very well, brother. Very well. David Poofensmock. Judentuben deleted the last message. How funny is that? That like I don't get any warnings or like, and I don't get any copyright shit anymore. Like, but the chat. Well, I suppose it's like automatic. So like, duh. But like, it feels like nobody's like. It feels like nobody's watching me. Do you know what I mean? In that sense. So it's like I get to say, and you guys get to say. Like, I get to say whatever I want and nothing happens, but you guys can't type it. Like, you'd think if it was like automatically pruning the chat, you'd think it would like, one would think if I just went fuck Jews, that the stream would just like drop dead on the spot. But like, I'm still here years later. Like, but then, like, as far as I'm concerned, it's like, well, it's because currently I am of no consequence. You know, I have 124 subscribers. As far as YouTube is concerned, like, I have no impact. But I do, though. You know, I've impacted your lives, like, to a degree. And there's, like, you know, in the past year, like, Wendy's joined, Snowy's showed up, Sonia's been here. Like, there's been a lot, and there's been randomers, you know. So, like, I am showing up in somebody's feed, and like, I am floating around. Like, I'm in this like weird underground space in YouTube. Like, I think it's cool. I'm grateful. It's hilarious. Like, I'm so glad that Owen did Tucker Carlson. That's huge. You know, like, it's been really, like, you know, him doing the Hodge twins a while ago was fucking huge as well, because they're really big on YouTube. Like, but I think that's that's so awesome that like he is banned, but he is still there. You know, to quite a large degree. Like, he's still making huge ripples in the zeitgeist, even though YouTube is like, no, you're not allowed here. Like, it's fucking awesome. To me, the worst part of the wars I know about is when the enemy would leave their babies crying with a bomb. Our guys pick them up, the soldiers on the baby. Yeah. Stuff like that still happens. Like, the child soldiers in the Congo and stuff. Fucking, like, drug up a fucking 7-year-old and hand him an AK and just point him in the direction of the enemy. Like, monsters. Fucking monsters, like. And like, imagine being that kid. Like, imagine being 7 years old and like being on drugs, like hardcore narcotics, and killing men. And then imagine like if you survived to adulthood, like the memories you would have. The like, people think that they have PTSD. Like, I don't think anyone has PTSD like a child soldier that survived being a child soldier in the Congo. Like that's next level fucking PTSD. Like, I suppose in some cases you could probably some of them probably don't have PTSD, because the definition of PTSD is post traumatic stress syndrome. But a lot of them would still be in the stress, so they probably never have like a disconnect from it to have the experience of post-traumatic stress syndrome, because they're still in the stress. So as far as they're concerned, it's just that is life. So it probably wouldn't affect them like that, which is its own form of fucking wild and crazy. Um, it was done in the Vietnam War. Yeah, that's some fucking sick shit. Like, that's pretty awful, Margie. War makes monsters of people, but it also reveals the most heroic of them. Yeah, like that's kind of where I was. That's a good way to summarize what I was saying earlier. Is like it's one of those things in the existence of human beings where it's like on the one hand it is like our darkest hour, but then on the other hand it's our brightest, because you have guys like men and women that in those horrific circumstances do things and endure things that very few people could. Very few souls could, do some of the things that people did and endure some of the things that some of those people did. Like, like looking back on it, like when I look at like what some people went through in the past, like it's just um, like what the fuck do I have to complain about? Do you know what I mean? Like I know it's like you shouldn't do that too much because then you don't lend any credence, credibility, or value to your own experiences, which you should. But it is good now. It's kind of like the whole Tao thing of like the Shaolin thing of contemplating your own death, at least like was it like once a day or something like that, in order for you to appreciate life, realizing what your ancestors went through and the fact that you're here now, so your bloodline has survived like all the way up until this point. That's fucking crazy. And that's one of the things that like that's one of the things that really I feel guilt when I think of stuff like that and I don't have kids, or the idea that I might not have children. Like that's one of the things where I'm like, no, I have to have children because like the people before me had children, and that's what allowed me to come here. So I have to have kids, no matter what, like regardless of the circumstances, because like it would be, for somebody that talks about honor and fucking all this shit, like for me to not have children is one of the most dishonorable things I could fucking do, because in a sense I'm like putting an end to my bloodline, if my like especially if my sister doesn't have any kids. Like that's I can imagine, like if I were my ancestors looking down at me, it'd be like, you fucking selfish nonce. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you fucking like, you waster. Like, literally, like, It allowed an extra ooh. Don't tell everyone, but I think my son liked what he did. Well, I understand that. Do you know what I mean? It's there's an aspect of killing another man. And I say another man because like I wouldn't say what I'm about to say about like killing a woman or a child. Like, do you know what I mean? Like to kill another man in a certain context, it takes like it takes discipline and skill, and there's an art to it, in a certain context. Like there's lots of contexts where all you got to do is click, boom, he's gone. Like Jimmy, and like that's again one of the reasons why I really generally don't like the reality of a lot of modern warfare, because it doesn't take any skill. You just like point and shoot, like But when you mix in the whole thing of like if you believe what you're doing is right, because you could put it in the context of say you're a United States Marine, you're in Iraq, and you see some of the fucking some of the horrific things that the local men do to the young boys, and you get the opportunity to pull the trigger on one of those bastards, you would feel pretty much entirely justified, and you would feel like you did a good thing. So I understand that, but these are the nuances of life where it's like you can't just say, killing is good. It's like that. That's why I don't like ultimatums and absolutes. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's like, even though I've probably said ultimatums and absolutes in a fleeting moment where I'm like, no, this, or this, it's like typically yes, but once you get into the weeds, it becomes grey again. Like, which is what's fascinating about the whole Talmudic argument, the whole Talmudic argumentation, where it's like, all right, well, if we're actually going to, state a claim on a thought or a concept, let's like weigh out the pros and cons of this and actually debate this. Like, and very quickly you come to the realization where it's like, hold on a minute. I mean, this gets intense, like, which is, it takes an enlightened mind to be able to a degree, to as much as you can, remove the ego and how you feel about something, and approach something from like a utilitarian and objective perspective, and dissect it, like just like dissected and dissected and dissected and dissected, and just again and again and again. What if this? What if this? What if this? What if this? Because it's very similar to what we were talking about the other day, where it's like when children go, "Why?" Yeah, but why though? Well, we just do this. Yeah, but why though? Well, don't ask questions. That's kind of like, that's a Talmudic thing. That's Talmudic reasoning, is to go, yes, but why though? Yes, but why though? Yes, I understand, but why though? And what if this? And what if that? And what hypothetically this? So in this context, sure, we're all agreed on this. But what if it's in this context? Because that happens as well. And then like almost all the time you get left sitting there being like, shit, that's a good point. Like, which is fucking, but like simultaneously fascinating and like mind shattering, depending on what particular thing you're dissecting. Like, don't anyone, they kind of had to account for their lives taken, but my son's bunch hid them in car trunks. The wars affect the soldiers very badly. Japan just got hit by an earthquake. Oh my god! Like, just got hit as in like today, or like in the last few days, or I haven't heard this. A 6 or a 7 on the Richter scale. They were coming after or shooting at my son. He's my sweet child. Well, that's like, that's the most basic form, is like, well, they were trying to kill me, so I killed them. And like, you would if in typically in those situations, you would encourage a man to alleviate himself of the guilt of killing another human being, because like he's like, oh dude, I'm after killing like 10 guys. Those 10 guys, like what if they had kids? What if they this? What if they that? And you see that a lot, and like that's a trope that you see in war movies and whatever, where it's like they made their decision. If you hadn't killed them, they would have killed you. Like, without a doubt, you'd be dead right now. They would have put a bullet in your head or a bayonet through your chest, like, and they might not have made it fucking quick, They might have, shot you and then put you out of commission, and then later realized that you were still alive, bleeding to death. And they might have like tortured you for, however long it took you to die, because they hate you. It's like, none of it's pretty, It's all like really fucking intense. But there are moments of beauty and clarity, and like again, that's why I love the Japanese perspective on things, because like that, like the samurai, they have that like that clarity of mind when it comes to stuff like that, where it's like, what will be will be, and But then you have that kind of juxtaposed with the whole like, I have failed, I must now kill myself. It's like, what? Like, like it's so intense that they then like traditionally come to that conclusion culturally, where it's like, I have failed, I must now disembowel myself horrifically. To the point where like that's what I think is so funny about seppuku, where it's like, of all the ways to like kill yourself for whatever reason, to disembowel yourself, and then the fact that they have what's called a second, which is like a guy that will stand over you with a sword, and like if you start to just like struggle to get through the seppuku, they just go like ah! And just cut your head off. Like, it's like, why wouldn't you just go with the second? Why wouldn't it just be like, brother, I have failed, take my head, and just like kneel before a brother who just like decapitates you? And it's like, yeah, but if you're on your own, you must disembowel yourself. It's like, what? Why? Why wouldn't you just like, swiftly slit your own throat or something? Like, do you know what I mean? Like why the suffering? Do you know, like a samurai cannot stand the shame of a defeat. It's like, it sounds so fucking stupid. Like, it sounds so stupid. Like, I get it from their perspective. Like, I understand the rationalization, but objectively speaking, it's one of the most retarded things. Like, oh, it popped down on my phone about the earthquake. Oh shit! So like that happened like now. Fuck, that's wild. God damn. But yeah, they've been dealing with that since time immemorial. They're well used to it, Even if it is a fairly bad one, like the Japanese have been dealing with earthquakes for fucking thousands of years. To my knowledge, that's why they make everything out of wood. Because like, what's the point in building things out of stone if it can all be shaken apart by the very land that you live on? Like, so they like, I think that's one of the reasons why they got so good at carpentry and shit, is because they just like erect wooden things really fucking quickly, and then it can like, wobble and be broken down, and then like they can take what materials kind of survived the earthquake and then just quickly erect it again, like, like say what you want about the Japanese, but they are fucking resourceful, resilient, like fucking the attention to detail. Like it makes so much sense that a culture like that would have such a meticulous ritual over something as simple as making tea, because like they, at any moment, life could just be like a leaf in the wind, just so life in every breath, where they embody every moment with the fullness of life, because at any moment it could be gone. Like, advanced Rinken rocks. It's mad. Like, it's like, out of all the cultures that I'm aware of to a certain degree, the Japanese, I fucking love them for stuff like that. Like, they take meticulous attention to everything. Like, the making tea for them is like a ceremony. It's a ritual, and like everything must be done perfectly and all this stuff. It's like, it's incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. It's so cool. Their attention to detail, their taste. Do you know what I mean? Like the art, the music, the fucking fighting forms, like everything. Like, it's just fucking incredible. Like, it's fucking awesome. Joe, I'll do the phrase of the day, and then we'll get the tunes back on. And I'm pretty much finished this. What do you think? Am I wrong? I think I'm pretty much done. He looks epic. I know I said I was going to put a black outline on them, so yeah, I should. In order for them to all remain cohesive, I probably should do a few black outlines. So that's what I'll do now. But other than that, I think he's pretty much like he's fucking awesome looking. Turned out really well. God bless you, Man Mantis, for making me do this again. Yes, the earthquake was today. That's fucking tragic. I hope they didn't lose too many. You know, like God willing, nobody died, and it was just like a bad earthquake, and they've like some shit is broken. I always feel so bad for like shit like that, where like the tsunamis and earthquakes or tornadoes, like it's like that shit just comes out of nowhere typically, like like I know you can see stuff coming down the line sometimes, especially with modern weather technology or whatever, like it's like, oh, like this storm's going to be particularly bad, like batten down the hatches or whatever, or get in your bunkers if you can, or get the fuck out of the state for a while this happens, like wildfires, so on and so forth, like. But even when like it's coming, it's still devastating, like even if nobody dies, like losing your home or fucking like even if like even if your elder the elders in the family, where it's like oh, granny's like fucking pushing 80, like she's like 85 and all, like, and then a fucking earthquake happens and then granny dies, it's like nobody's going to turn around and be like, yeah, well, she was 85, like she had a long life. It's like, no, that still sucks. She might have made it to 90. She might have made it to 100. Nobody knows, really. Even if she was riddled with cancer or some shit, like, it's like, and nobody wants to go out like that, crushed in rubble, drowning, swept away by a fucking tornado and like slammed into a field at 200 miles an hour, like. Reporters don't know of any deaths. Well, that's good, but chances are that's going to change, unfortunately. Hard to predict an earthquake unless your government is on America's naughty list. You see, that's the thing as well. I was thinking about that like we live in a time where a lot of that shit might not be acts of God anymore. Like could very well be like totally planned in advance, where they like, because they have the tech to like fuck with shit. Sonics, stuff like CERN, electromagnetics, bombs, like you can create a tsunami by detonating a bomb in the fucking ocean, like, seriously not cool, bro. Seriously not cool. And like that would be like that'd be one of the, like, look what they did with fucking was it Hawaii? Maui? Was it Maui that got the fucking the death ray? That like loads of people were saying that it's like blatantly obvious that it wasn't a wildfire, that was some kind of like energy weapon or some shit, because like certain sections were just like fucking vaporized and stuff. Like you could look at the fucking building 7 and building 5 with 9/11. The whole thing was hollowed out. Some of the cars were like weirdly melted, but not by fire. Like it's fucked up, man. Like, if you're them, though, if you have the tech to do that, where you can make something happen that's devastating not only to the environment, but you kill a lot of people and send a message at the same time, and do it in such a way that the vast amount of the populace is like, oh, well, it was just a wildfire, or oh, it was just an earthquake, or oh, it was just a tsunami. It's like, you don't know that, because of everything that I just said. Like, you could just put a fucking huge amount of TNT, like, at the right point under the water, and boom, and then the next thing you know, there is a fuck ton of water going in the direction of the people that you want to kill. And it's messy as fuck, though, and it's really like, it's what's the term? Indiscriminate. Like, it's like indiscriminate murder. Like, that's one of the most it's one of the most dishonorable things you could fucking do, is just like, oh, we'll just wantonly kill loads of people in the general direction. Like, it's like, that's so fucked up, like, It's one of the reasons I like snipers. You know, it's like if you have a really good sniper, less people die. Like overall, you know, like you have one dude with one gun and a few bullets, and you could just go click. And if you're good enough, like the enemy will go, "Fuck that! I'm not playing anymore." Like, or like assassinating the right guy, like taking the right guy out, will like totally change the at least even if it's for a day, you know, you take out the commander and they're like, oh fuck, what are we gonna do now? And they have to like they're totally demoralized, discombobulated. Like I like that. I like the precision of it. You know, like literally the precision, but also like morally, I like the like no, kill that one. You know, like because I hate that shit of like indiscriminate like IEDs, mines. I fucking hate mines. Like the amount of people that would just be like strolling through a field after a battle and they lose a leg or an arm or like they're killed and it's because some dickhead was like, oh yeah, just lay down a lot of mines so the enemy can't come down our left flank or some shit. Like that's fucked up, man. I wouldn't even use mines defensively. Like fuck that. Like even if you had a really good way of like getting rid of them all, like nah, fuck that. Minefields are dirty. Like the stuff going on with AI right now is fucking crazy. Like absolutely crazy. It's it's seriously not cool what some people are planning to do and are doing with AI right now. It's just like a lot of it's just straight up cowardice. Like that's what a lot of that shit is. Is like okay, we can't defeat you on the field of open battle. We don't have the skill. We don't have the discipline and so on and so forth. So we're gonna drone strike you. Fuck's sake, like. All right, I'm gonna do the phrase of the day, and then I'll do some black outlines on this guy because I need to focus doing the black lines because I don't wanna fuck them up. I want them to be slick. Hard to predict it. Oh, I already read that one. They're still finding mines left over from World War II and the Chechnya War in Russia. Crazy stuff. Yeah, like that's my point. Like, I mean, it's like there's still to this day there's whole vast sections of the realm that you're advised not to go into because there's explosives all over the place that are like buried, like, or like even if they're not buried, like, you know what I mean, like they're hidden and shit. Like it's fucking horrible. Like it's not cool, bro. Not cool at all. Oh, that one tastes like cake. Right, with the help of my feathery friend, Tobias Speakers Cross, I shall announce today's phrase of day.
With the ding of my tiny donga, with this mighty song that I send cleansing vibrations through the interwebs to cleanse you filthy mortals of your dirty, filthy cheek. And allow it to flow freely as I announce today's phrase of the day.
Today's phrase of the day is as follows. Why would dwarves be naturally proficient with axes when they come from underground? Because elves live in trees. I really like that one. That is a totally coherent, hilarious phrase. Why would dwarves be naturally proficient with axes when they come from underground? Because elves live in trees. That's fucking brilliant. It's like a completely coherent thing. Like, I love shit like that. That's a fine phrase of Deo. Fine phrase. Right. We go back to the tuna. I never found fucking Smear Globstein. Hold on a sec. Do you know what? The fastest way to find Smear Globstein is to actually go into Printer Bear's messages, probably. And then. We're close. Getting closer. Close. Warm. Warmer. Am I getting warmer? It's just video calls between me and him. It's hilarious. Well, not video calls, video messages. Okay, yeah. I'm getting warm. There we go. Found it. Okay. And I'm going to line up tunes for after that because it's just one song. I haven't heard this in a while. It's fucking brilliant.
My name is Smear Globstein, a sentient a living jelly, primed and ready to conquer the likes of you. Cling fast to you, God. I'll cling to your face. I'm Smear Globstein. Your mind an elastic life form, like lethal C4. Pliable and liable to destruct and reform. Peoples and nations are imagination where you serve me and my master. Cling fast to you, God. Cling to your face. I'm Smear Globstein. Your mind I'll You're just jelly of this living jelly.
fucking tune and a half that is.
Sirens wail in the biosteel night. Containment glass begins to crack. Something breathing in the tank. And the blue bastards are standing by. In the vital molten wires it grows, fed with venom, steel and cold. The blue bastards stitch the horror tight. In the lab with no sun and glow, the ribs of iron, the veins that spark, pulsing like a dying star. Then the carcass splits apart, and the swarm tears through the scar. Homeless sweep the floor below, burning plasma stars stuck below. The blue bastards watch it hatch as the nightmare starts to flow. Mechanism, plasma stuck in the spinning. Dios and a morganischen biowaffen waves and havoc combine. Mechanical plasma spitting spiders emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. Mechanism, plasma stuck in the spinning. Dios and a morganischen biowaffen waves and havoc combine. Mechanical plasma spitting spiders emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. Cities drone in molten light, eight-leg shadows in the sky. The blue bastards built the plague just to watch the surface fry. From the ribs the swarm explodes, metal children screaming flame. Every step ignites the earth, every bite rewrites the game. Grinding joints and glowing eyes, from the beast the swarm will rise. The blue bastards pull the strings while the planet slowly dies. Mechanischer plasma stuck in the spinning. Dios eine morganischen biowaffen waves and havoc combine. Mechanical plasma spitting spiders emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. Mechanischer plasma stuck in the spinning. Dios eine morganischen biowaffen waves and havoc combine. Mechanical plasma spitting spiders emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. The tank is empty. The sky burns red, and the blue bastards just walk the dead. starts to flow. Mechanische Plasmaspackende spinnen. Dials einem organischen Biowaffenwesen hervorkommen. Mechanical plasma spitting spider. Emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. Mechanische Plasmaspackende spinnen. Dials einem organischen Biowaffenwesen hervorkommen. Mechanical plasma spitting spider. Emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. Cities drown in molten light. Eight like shadows in the sky. The blue bastards built a play just to watch the surface fry. From the ribs the swarm explodes. Metal chilled and screaming flame. Every step ignites the earth. Every bite rewrites the game. Grinding joints and glowing eyes. From the beast the swarm will rise. The blue bastards pull the strings while the planet slowly dies. Mechanische Plasma stuck in the spinnen. Dials einem organischen Biowaffenwesen hervorkommen. Mechanical plasma sticking spiders. Emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. Mechanische Plasma stuck in the spinnen. Dials einem organischen Biowaffenwesen hervorkommen. Mechanical plasma sticking spiders. Emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. From the corpse the swarm ascends. Metal fangs and burning threads. The blue bastards crown their god with a billion broken heads. MBS, SEF, AOBC, name the terror. Set it free. Mechanische Plasma stuck in the spinnen. Dials einem organischen Biowaffenwesen hervorkommen. Mechanical plasma spitting spider. Emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. Mechanische Plasma stuck in the spinnen. Dials einem organischen Biowaffenwesen hervorkommen. Mechanical plasma spitting spider. Emerging from an organic bioweapon creature. The tank is empty. The sky burns red. And the blue bastards just woke the dead. Myro. Let's get the It's the glory of the good. Prepare yourself, you filthy mortals. Welcome to the realm of the Royal Japanito. My chi is rusty after a long day. But the illness has abated. The flow is rejuvenated. I'm descending now to do proper painting, swift and smooth like a murdered glacier. It's painting goo, goo. It's painting goo, goo. Stretching the jive, feeling grip of the snip. Straight and proving from God is divine. Woven with the mandate of heaven. Look at Gary, the spy master, a tactical turtleneck and a signature pistol. He's the John Wick of the waterfowl, patrolling the woods with cheddar cheese feet. Don't you weep, it shall be brief, grabbing my bitches and getting them wet. Shake the white. It's become arrogant. It's hubristic. It needs the shake. Alchemize the growler. Arouses the goo. It's painting goo. Goo, goo. It's painting goo. Goo, goo. Stretching the child, feeling the grip of the snip. Straight and poofy, my front knot is divine. Woven with the mandate of GG, mortals. Gary's watch says it's time to kill. Be good, be true, be beautiful. The goo must flow. The goo must flow.
Ah, Grifu-sama! I didn't have the chat up, I didn't see it come in. The whole thing, like, cheddar cheese feet is fucking just makes me laugh. No, it's the Gary Goose. Remember the Goose I did? That it was like a parody of James Bond. Gary Goose gonna get you.
shepherd's heel, singing loud where the air runs deep. All hail the warrior battle sheep
I bereave. He is done. Wrong review, McFreeze, indeed. Stubber-Osama has turned out quite epic to Thunder-Osama. Domo, I agree. No, Final Space is good though. I liked the first season of Final Space, but it's not that Gary. It's our Gary. Every time I listen to these now, all I can see is like Ewan's Mrs. Linda just being like, "You can't do it, Ewan. It's a fucking dragon." Like, I have to try, Linda. I'm the shepherd now.
And watch the shadow of the tyrant pass.
He didn't ask for the crown of the land.
He just wanted the monster dead.
I forgot to give you hairy arms.
The shepherd's gone, the blood is cold, but the hills are cursed and the tales are old. Miller had a pact with the beast on high, a bowl of pudding for a silent sky. Now the cave is rumbling, the scales appear, the smell of sulfur is drawing near. The flock is crying, what have you done? But it was too stubborn to turn and run. Slayer, a woolly heart and a desperate prayer with a wooden shield and a rusted sword. He's the only king that the flock can afford. He painted for dragon in a stroke of light. Now he's standing alone in the dead of the shadow falls. The
I think the hairy thighs just complete it. Like, you might not be able to see them clearly, but the hairy thighs and calves just added a layer of hilarity to this. Hi, Billy. Fuck dragon. Now you McFleece, the hero no one expected. We need to make a cartoon about this. Oh, Jesus. Right? Now we need a Stabberoo song. Get on that shit. And I think it should be techno. I know Stabberoo Sama appreciates metal like the rest of us, but I think it should be techno. Like proper EDM fucking like. I mean, I know he's got a metal spike speaker and all, but like EDM, like proper like, like McFleece! A sheep slaying a dragon to power metal? Fuck yeah. Fucking epic. I'll end on this. From all of us here at Painting You, pay for painting you, or fuck you.
The many years we served to a shepherd who'd protect us from the dangers of the world.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hundreds of our flock, the hundreds of our kin.
I'll see you Monday.
Our shepherd was our master, and we faithful to him. And I, Ewan McFleece, have a story for you. About the judgment day, the final notice is due. All that were betrayed must meet his fate.
Oh.
And his destiny is happening today.
Fuck dragon! Remember, be good, be true, and be beautiful. And I will see you soon. And remember, fuck dragon!